the upper left. In the blue, we have our Protoss legend. He is
SKMC.
And in the upper right, we have our Zerg player playing very well, actually, in that last game with the Wings of Liberty timing. He is
MVP DongRaeGu.
Has anybody told us what sycophant means yet on Twitter? That's right, sycophant. Okay, somebody said sycophant is somebody who sucks up to people. That's right.
Well,
and somebody who sucks at Starcraft too is a succophant. So
is that what they are?
It's a sycophant, man.
And somebody who is not a buddy but actually afraid of mice and has a 2-year gestation period is a elephant.
Oh wow, you're done. I'm gonna meet with the GOMTV CEO and be like, I can't work with this man.
Just unplug my microphone when I go overboard.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We like bad jokes just enough that we're tricking enough of our audience thinking maybe it actually is funny. And
actually, bad jokes are some of the funniest.
Yeah,
we both laughed at that because
it's
so bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, that really was
terrible.
Bad,
yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have a gateway expansion here from MC.
Oh, I want to see how he does this.
You know, gateway expands are pretty popular nowadays. I wouldn't say that they're completely standard, but we see them a decent amount actually. And there's, you know, you can't always do it like kind of NanoOS style where you don't get the gas and you just go ahead and expand. You can do them with a little bit of pressure, something like 2 Zealots and a Mothership Core. You know, you can't always just rush up to a Stalker. There's a few different ways that you can do it, and the Mothership Core has really made it so that it works better than it did in Wings of Liberty. In Wings of Liberty, it was like kind of a wonky all-in-ish type thing because
it was a little dodgy. Yeah,
you basically had to hit like a 5-gate or so after you expand, but with the Mothership Core, you can actually move out with units, move back, and be a little bit more tricky, and et cetera, et cetera. I could go on for days, but let's talk about something else.
Well, I want to see what kind of build he's going to do because I'm just stealing so many builds right now.
Are you actually stealing PvZ builds, or are you just going to build Tempest and Void Rays for the rest of the time?
Well, no, I'm actually fine with this matchup, but let's say, you know.
Yeah. I'm just saying, are you going to actually...
Well, here's the thing, Artosis. What if he does this and starts making Tempest? Then I got 2 builds PvZ, all right?
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gateway expanded to Tempest.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
That sounds pretty solid, huh?
Yeah. Sounds like a good build.
Sounds pretty bulletproof to me.
I think it probably is broken.
It's not quite as bad as my 2 forges on 1 base strat, you know.
It's a good strat.
For my 1-1-6 blink 6 stalkers.
That sounds like a flying build. 2 forges on 1 base and 4 gates, and then you take an expand and make 4 more gates, and you take another expand and make 8 more gates. You're like, how could I ever lose?
How could I lose? I have so many gates.
All right, well, everything looking kind of normal. We do have a quick gas for DRG. This one gas he's getting a little bit quicker than normal, but that's because against a gateway expand, you need to get speed. There's a need for speed, some might say.
There is. Did you ever play that game, by the way?
Yeah, I've played it, but
you
like
know
how
how many
much?
Need for Speed games there are? Oh, Ling got in.
Ooh,
Ling.
that's pretty valuable. That Ling is taking the spot of an Overlord Tasteless.
Yeah. For the Overmind.
But okay, so you need to get your speed out reasonably quickly, or you know, there's a few different ways you can do it. But if they hit a strong and quicker gateway timing, and you have just slow Lings to defend, you're basically just going to die.
Yeah.
And he is adding another gate, so he's going up to 4 gates already. That's just for the wall-in. He's not going to actually hit an attack, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
You could put on like a little bit of pressure just because speed is a ways off, but that's...
All right, I'm going to ask you a question, Artosis.
Ask me your question, Tasis.
Because we brought Need for Speed. What is your favorite racing game?
Well, I like Mario Kart and I like F-Zero because I know the answer to this question.
Yeah, that was the correct answer.
Yeah.
F-Zero is slightly better than Mario Kart.
That one F-Zero game was amazingly
GameCube?
good.
I
think it was the GameCube.
I think it was GameCube. Yeah, no, that was like the best one, man.
You can't actually say that Mario Karts aren't really great.
No, they're great. No, they're great. Hey, whoa.
In fact,
put the knife down, buddy.
For my birthday, I got a Nintendo 3DS and Mario Kart 7.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I played it on the
come over and play.
Come come over and play with my handheld system.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're saying Nintendo. Oh, I'm sorry.
The 3D handheld. Anyways,
Oh, nice,
we do
nice,
have
nice.
a 5-gate actually occurring that we were talking about before, because when you gateway expand, this is generally speaking something that you want
Watch
to do.
how
but-
good sentries are against
Nice!
This is gonna cost you the game.
He lost that sentry that had a force field on it.
This, I'm not even joking, guys. That can cost you the game.
Oh my god, he almost lost another one. But he lost already some sentries. You know, we're going to have speed finishing here and 22 more lings on the way. I don't think this is having any chance of working. He doesn't have +1 or anything. This is like a weird 5-gate that we're watching here that I don't know if it'll work.
Well, he needs to plant that spine crawler. Now, see, here's where you want the force fields, but he doesn't really have enough. So.
Yeah. And this is where he gets eliminated by the guy who said doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
Kind of rough.
That sucks.
Well, this is...
Kind of
You know,
surprised he
what
didn't
I was
5-gate
saying
for his
before
final
is-
build and his
well-
tournament life on the line, you know?
When you go for, a gateway expand, a follow-up 5-gate is really nice, but if it goes wrong, you want to warp home, you know?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's one of the reasons why this build is coming back, is because you do have that mothership core, which is going to help you
The
in the
mothership
attack
core
or
can do
to
a lot.
or to get out.
Yeah.
You know, if you force them into a bajillion units and you've only committed to 5 gates, you're like, well, I still have a good army to hold this off.
Right.
I can go home and tech up, expand, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Oh, no, this is not good. Because he's walled himself in here. He actually can't do anything about this.
Mothership core will help out a bit.
Non-child pass. Listen, sometimes I do forget how long that range is on the...
It's
Nexus
a lot.
It's like
It's like
insane.
13 or something.
I think it might be more.
It might be.
It's pretty crazy.
I don't know the numbers. I know that it hits tanks in siege mode, and that makes me happy. Nexus push siege tank lines is so sick.
Oh, yeah, man. With Tempest all over him, right? Yeah.
All right, so MC not dead. He took a lot of damage. He's in a bad spot. He didn't deal any damage whatsoever to DRG. All he did was force a bunch of units, which now have given DRG complete and utter map control. So he has 3 bases. He has, better upgrades available to him, a better tech available to him. Meanwhile, MC's still working on +1. We're 11 minutes in. It's only a little over halfway done. And he's getting a robo. And from here, it's like, well, you're on 2 base with a late robo. I would love to see a Spire, but he's already committed to the Hydra, so that's, not a terrible thing.
Right. Well, if MC wins this, man, I'm going to be pretty impressed. This is like kind of a...
Well,
he's the guy that if he's behind, he can win, but...
Yeah, if there's anyone in the world that can win from this spot, it's MC. And thing is, it's not as bad as what we're actually kind of saying it is.
Well, I think for us is that, like... okay, so these are like 2 of the best players in the whole world, but like as a general rule, like just so you guys know, if your 5-gate doesn't work, you're probably dead.
Yeah, well,
For, like,
it didn't just not work. He lost every unit, including like 5 sentries.
And did essentially no damage.
Yeah.
So I mean, general rule of thumb is like
tough.
if you hold somebody's 5-gate like this and you know what you're doing, you should win. But
Yeah, the neat thing though,
Yeah.
is that in Wings of Liberty, you would be dead. You would just be dead because Zerg would be able to get
That's
up
true.
to Infestor Bruiser. But in Heart of the Swarm, there's no ultimate composition yet. Probably. Like, people are starting to figure out some really ridiculous compositions, but I mean, if you can tech up, you have, your Blink upgrade, you have Colossi out, you have High Templars out, and all these things, then you actually can kill whatever comes at you.
yeah. All right, they're gathering up here outside the second base. And, I gotta say, DRG, man, this guy does get maxed out, like, so fast.
Well, he is starting to move forward a little bit. This is a pretty thin area, so he has to watch out for these force fields. MC would love nothing more than to dice up pieces of this army.
Oh, yeah, one bad attack, and suddenly you've chewed off about a half of their army.
Yeah.
And then the game starts to balance out. Looks like DRG will be attacking in here, though. He's getting ready. And, you got to be careful because Protoss can really utilize his terrain here.
Yeah,
With a good force fields. I mean, really, obviously MC's going to have good force fields.
I like what I'm seeing from DRG in the 4th base. I actually wouldn't mind seeing a 5th base, and I really wouldn't mind seeing an infestation pit because
You know what he could do,
there's no way for MC to attack anytime
He could
soon.
take a 5th and get drop. And then when Protoss leaves, he just drops him.
Definitely, I think the 5th base is a great
All right,
idea.
he's engaging over here now in 2 different locations. One over here in the second, one in the third. Time Warp being cast right now. Attack at the bottom, he retreats. Attack at the top, not really doing any damage here.
This is exactly what MC wants. He wants him to attack like this because MC's being ridiculously cost efficient. Look at the supply gap close. And MC's composition is getting better and better. But we do have a tech switch into Mutas from DRG, and this is what I was talking about a little bit before. You know, when you have a late 3rd base and you're going Colossus tech, Mutas will just kill you. Not necessarily in this case because he's had the 3rd for a bit, but we'll see.
All right, continuing to push in now. And I don't know, man. He's not quite doing the damage that he needs to do. I mean, even this Mothership Core. All right, at least that goes down. Zeratosis Mothership Core. Actually, just Tastos. I suck at keeping that thing alive, man.
Yeah. It's
funny because it feels so strong in the early game. When like later on, you're like, this thing is actually so weak.
Yeah. All right, the Mutas are coming in, and DRG is just going to have to do a good job with the Mutas because, yeah, he has Blink, but that's not really enough to deal with Mutas anymore.
All right, the probes are being evacuated, and looks like he's held it for now. By the way, Zerg is 10 or now 5 supply away from being maxed out.
And oh god, he does not want to lose this Nexus.
Does he have Nexus cannon?
No, he doesn't have energy.
Okay.
And he is going to lose it. That is rough. So notice MC, as soon as he saw the Mutas throw up 3 gates, I think MC is just going to go do an all-in from here. There's a very good chance of it, especially since he already had the 3 gates in the way and he lost the Nexus.
Yeah.
But he does restart the Nexus, so he may try to hold tight, huh? But a lot of times you'll see MC do something like that where he's like, all right, I can get a pretty sick unit composition, maybe. Maybe I can kill him. But no, he's going for the long game. All right.
All right, so he's going to try to turtle for the time being. And look, he's going to move in. The Colossi are low.
Cancels that Nexus as well, targeting down 1 Colossi, having to run away.
That was a pretty big punch there.
Yeah, the Nexus cancel was really nice. A nice force by DRG is what I mean to say. More Mutas on the way.
Looks like he might be hitting again here in a little bit. Nexus is not quite done yet.
5th base has been started just now.
No drones. Mining the minerals, excuse me, at the 4th base. Now he's regrouping. He looks like he's going to attack in over here again.
Yeah. And it looks like, he should be. Yeah, he causes another cancel and just dealing way too much damage.
Yeah. Now the Stalker's coming up over here, but as you can see, the moment that they come, the Mutas run away. Now these Lings are really expendable. It's actually just there to soak up damage so the Mutas can deal the damage.
Well, as you said, he's not even mining minerals from his 4th base. That's because all he cares about right now is getting enough gas to get a lot of Mutas. He wants to get that unstoppable ball of Mutas.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's working towards. He's forced so many cancels, in fact, that MC's going for it. He is going for that all-in, realizing that there is not really any other choice. Oh, but this is not. You don't send the Colossus one place and everything else.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, just a little
He might end up being punished for it.
Oh, this is rough. Right before the cannons get in.
Yep.
So this is turning into a full-on base trade. But with the amount of Mutas coming out, the mobility of said Mutas, it's hard to imagine how MC comes out on top here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
the Archons are going to be a big part of it.
Well, the thing is, with Mutas, you don't have to really engage the Archon. You can kind of pick off stuff around the Archon and then fly away and regen, and you have a lot of options.
So right now we actually have 13 probes left, 240 minerals, so he can build just a handful of buildings with those if he gets any out. I'm not sure if he...
get some gas, guys.
I don't think he has any with his army, which is always a mistake. When you go for a base trade against Mutas, bring at least a couple probes with your army. But at this point, he might get all his buildings eliminated before he can do anything.
Yeah.
In an actual straight-up engagement, it's hard to say how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, it is all about the Archon hits.
Yeah.
Hit it up. And you can see, actually, DRG is only going to make Mutas. He's actually making, I think he's making 2 extra Spires, right?
He's making one extra
Spire,
yeah.
Excuse me. So he just wants to let that Spire finish. You can see he's already got 300 gas. He might get a little bit more gas before it's done. Get 3 more Mutas, and he should be okay.
Yeah, well, he's up to 40. And 21 Stalkers, 2 Archons. I don't think so, because the mutas, you fly in, snipe some stuff, fly away, let them regen.
And there's too many Zerg buildings everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Protoss has almost lost all the buildings, and you do have to defend some of that. In fact, I don't know why MC's turning around.
There's one probe left. There's one probe left completely on this map. MC
right,
in a lot of trouble, man.
Yeah. Just in a world of hurt right now.
So few buildings left.
But see, he can actually go back. And also, DRG has a functioning economy, so this game is over. Unless DRG really screws up this attack.
Well, I don't even know how he could. He's counting this Zealot to kill he has to know that extra base is mining. Which means there is 0% for MC to win this.
Yeah, I just don't see how he can possibly do it. As you can see, Protoss is now kind of stuck in his base. Well, I guess he can leave, but he could lose all his buildings very quickly.
Yeah.
GG, MC puts everything together. And MC predicted wrong in this group.
He did
DRG
indeed.
is going to go up against Flying.
MC the first person out of here.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's too bad, man. Such a great Protoss player. It's really sad to see him go down. You can see he's definitely not happy about this. There were some rough moments in this series against DRG for sure.
Yeah. But, I mean, a well-deserved win there by DRG. Now, I'm curious what he's going to do against Flying, because Flying gets to watch that game,
That is true. Yeah. I'm wondering what Flying is going to actually do against DRG, because as we've seen, he has a very unique style, something completely his own. Loves to be aggressive. Will DRG realize all this and play against him correctly?
I don't know. It's hard to prepare against Flying, in my opinion.
It is.
He's got a really out there.
You really don't know
way
what
to
he's going to do.
Game. What is it? What was the game he did? Like 6 gates and 2 forges, and
he went up to 8 gates.
8 gates. Thank you. Yeah, and we're like,
yeah,
all right.
It was very bizarre, but it's that's kind of the cool thing about him, is that he does kind of his own thing all the time, and that's, especially as a Zerg player, that can be frustrating.
Yeah. Well, we'll be going to that game shortly here, so don't go anywhere.